everybody. My name is Dee, better known as Bracelet Deanna. What I want to share is how the portal worked for me. Now, scientifically speaking, when you move energy, you move it. What Elisa does is she greatly moves your energy. And it's not possible for it to not work, okay? Now, the reason why I say that is because of my own experience, and I have done a lot of research and I have figured a lot of things out. And it didn't work 100% on me at first. And I'm going to share with you why and what I figured out. Again, what I've lived through. If you have your spiritual contract, what you contracted for this in particular incarnation, there are some things that cannot be revoked. She has taught that quite often to people. There's nothing she can do about that. So her way around it was to find out first and foremost, before you make her go through all those hours of work and you spend the money and then you say, well, it didn't work. Well, you need to know, is it allowed? You know? So you got to find out in your contract first. That's extremely important, because if a contract or a part of a contract cannot be changed whatsoever, you've got no hope. And then the second thing is, you believe that you're not blocking anything, but you actually are. Now, we use 95% of our brain subconsciously. The conscious is only 5%. So you've got to pay attention to that, because the subconscious is extremely powerful. And what's in our subconscious, we don't always know. So we may think, oh, we believe in the scalar energy. We're absolutely fine. We're all for it. Please sign me up. But then in the subconscious, there could be 1, 2, 3, 40 doubts just floating around that you're consciously not aware of. And they're blocks. They will literally block any work that she has done. Okay? So we as individuals ourselves have to learn that we have blocks. And you will hear a lot of people say, oh, just find the answer within. Just go within yourself. Just go meditate. Just the answer's in you. God is in you. But how do you do that? Where do you go to do that? How do you figure that out? And that was a big thing for me. I thought I was unblocked, and I ordered the portal work, and months were going by and there was very little difference. So I said, it's got to be me, because I know she's moved the energy, she's done the work, something's going on here. So I did more and more research. You can research all kinds of stuff on the internet to unblock yourself. The best way to describe it is a feeling. It's a feeling. You can say to yourself, I believe in it. I believe. I 100% believe. I know I'm going to have this done. She's going to do it. And, I'm going to win the lottery. Okay. It doesn't work that way. It really, life doesn't work that way. It's what would we be here for? If we have to have some struggle so we can learn. So I'll give you an example of an experience of mine. I had 2 terrible, terrible exes in my life that really did some terrible things, just very dangerous, dangerous stuff. I don't want to bore anybody with it, but there's a movie that Julia Roberts did called Sleeping with the Enemy. Kindergarten compared to what I've been through. And I wanted to forgive these 2 people wholeheartedly and in prayer. I would pray and pray And each time I prayed, I really thought, oh yes, and I would like to say, I forgive that person, I forgive that person, and I forgive myself, and so on. But no matter how many times I was saying it, the 100% feeling was not here in my being. I didn't feel it. So you can say it all you want, but you have to want it. And when you're saying it, speak to the universe, speak to God, speak to Yeshua, Jesus, whoever you speak to, that's who you reach to. Reach out 100 times if you have to, 200 times. Months and months and months, I prayed and said, I forgive. I really forgive. I really forgive. And I could feel percentage-wise, I could feel some of it going out of me, the anger, the non-forgiveness, I could feel it. And I think it took maybe 6, 7 months of me saying I forgive until I 100% felt empty, free. I felt love for those people. I didn't have the slightest little I'm angry or how dare they, nothing. It takes work and you have to really want it. You have to ask for it and ask for it and ask for it. And that's all I can say is it's a very deep, beautiful, unbelievable, free feeling and warmth in your heart. Once you reach that 100% and then some, that you really do forgive the people or person. So that's my example of, I believed in the scalar work, I ordered it and, in the very beginning, I did notice a shift in the house. The immediate thing I noticed was the shift in the house. I noticed that my husband, who's always in a bad, angry, terrible, terrible mood, was lighter, less angrier. But in the house, the atmosphere and the air in the house is what I noticed first, right away. It was lighter, more positive, hard to describe, just nothing thick, heavy. So I noticed that right away, but then that was it. Nothing for months, nothing. And so we're back at what I was saying. I researched it and I went into myself and tried to feel, close my eyes and feel, say, I release all negativity. I release all blocks. I surrender. Surrender I was afraid to do. But I did it. I forced myself to go into that fear and say, listen, I don't care. I surrender. I believe in the universe. I believe in God. I believe in the angels. I believe. I open to you. I give you permission. I give you permission. And surrendering is getting rid of the block. But you can't just say it once and say, okay, now that the scalar work's going to come in and work now. It doesn't work that way. It's a feeling. And when your time is right, it will happen. So many months went by. And let me tell you something, I cannot draw a straight line. But once I knew, I felt a lightness. I felt warmth in my heart. And I felt just so light and free and release about any blockages. Bring it on. Whatever scalar energy is going to bring towards me, bring it on. I'm accepting of it. And I say it out loud, and I said it out loud every single day. I'd be washing the dishes, I'd be thinking it, I'd be saying it, I'd be doing whatever I can do. So one day I said to my husband, who never listens to me, I have to ask him something 100 times for months, over and over again. I just nonchalantly one day said to him, I think I need some colored pencils from the dollar store. And sure enough, the next time he went out, he came home with the pencils. I even forgot I had asked him the one time. So I thought, oh, that's great. Because I have spirit art, spirit sky art, well, photos. And I got frustrated at first because I didn't understand, why can't anybody see what I'm seeing? Apparently I'm clairvoyant, and now I see a lot of stuff. I've taken these photos of the sky, and I thought, well, I'm just going to try and draw an outline of what I see so that people can see them. So I started doing that, and it didn't look very nice. I thought, well, that's not very good art. But all of a sudden, I don't know why. I don't even remember how it happened. It's like an out-of-body experience. I went over to the printer, grabbed a piece of paper and something flat to put it on. And I was looking through the computer and I saw Eric's photos. And I said, I like that photo. I'm going to try and draw it. So before I knew it, a long story short, a person who can't draw nearly flunked one. I took art class once in junior high and got a C minus. It was so frustrating. I couldn't do anything. I never known anything about art ever again. Here I am. That's what portal work did for me. I sketched that. And not only did I sketch that, I sketched Eric. And right after that, he wanted his buddy Tesla, Nikola Tesla. I sketched that. I did that. And I haven't looked at them in a couple of months because they scare me. I can't believe I did that. And there's a lot of detail in these. Pause it and look at the details. I'm going to put them up again. I'll tell you why. Because I had a problem with the eyes. And I'll do Eric's first. I erased the eyes on Eric 6 times. I was frustrated to the max. I thought, oh my God. And I was trying to get every tiny little pinpoint at the end of like everything right to try and make the eyes exactly like the photo. I'd already done them 6 times, erased them 6 times and drawn them in. But they're amazing how they are, but it wasn't like the photo. I'm trying to do a portrait for the first time in my life. And then all I hear is, stop. Ugh, my hand got hot. Okay, so I go on to Tesla. I've got the same problem. Same thing. Stop, not as hard, but stop. And then it hit me. I said, I really need to get a feeling like what's going on here. And then, of course, I got it. It was, take a good look at these eyes right here, right now. That's all I heard. These are their eyes right here, right now. So that's what I end up drawing. These are how the eyes are on the other side, right here, right now. I had Elisa in mind each time I was sketching both of these for her, okay? And then when it hit me so hard, and I'm going to try not to cry now. It hit me so hard because look at those eyes right here, right now. The power, the strength, the contentment. He's proud. He's analytical. There's so much in those eyes right here, right now, that if Elisa ever has a bad day or anything, she can walk up to these eyes and just feel the strength. That's what they made me draw. I don't know who they is, but apparently, according to one of the mediums, Michelle Gray, she told me Vincent van Gogh, his essence is over my shoulder. So he's helping me out. So I had to Google him. I've heard of the name Van Gogh, but I didn't know anything other than that. The same thing is with Tesla. If you look at this famous photo of Tesla without the hat, of course, you will notice It's not the same. The eyes are not the same. These eyes are kind and very happy and proud of what Elisa is doing with the scalar energy. And this is mind-blowing. So what I've done and what I will do for people in the future, if you send me a portrait of somebody that's passed to the other side, a portrait I can work with like this, of their face, I'll draw what they want you to see now, how they are now. That's what you will get. You will get the portrait, but the eyes will come out how the person wants here and now, in this life right now. And this is one of the sky arts, just to give you a quick, it's not a very good one, but see the balconies there. Now, most people won't be able to see anything here, but I see loads of stuff. And this one here is called the Pleading Man. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a man here, and Jesus has his head bowed there. That's the man's hand. That's his nose. But I do have this in a much more vivid and darker photo. But that's the kind of sky art that I'm now shading, because what I did at first, like I mentioned, I was drawing on it to try and outline stuff so people could figure out what I'm looking at. But since I started sketching, the pencil went flat. I dropped it, and I was going like that. And I was like, oh, you can shade like this with the pencil sideways. And then I had a flashback from way back when my brother, I think I might have been 6 years old or something, my brother showed me that if you write on a pad, press down, pencil or pen, and then take that, what you wrote, rip that page off, and you shade sideways, you can see what the person wrote, like a detective. So I thought that was so cool, but I completely forgot all about that, about turning the pencil sideways. That's what an amateur I am, but this is what portal work has opened for me, you know. And I have to say that every day since she did the portal work, that my husband is much better, even though he's a completely third dimensional person. Everything's either black or white. He doesn't believe in any of this stuff. No spiritual, shocking. He does believe it a little bit because he's seen stuff with me now. But, you know, he doesn't want to talk about it. He won't take care of his problems of the past, of his childhood. He's got a lot of stuff he pushes down and suppresses it for many years. You know, he's going to be 43 in June. So you can imagine how many years he's been pushing that kind of stuff down. And he refuses to work on anything about himself. So, you know, he would be a lot better if he had a healing and a session or 10. But, you know, it's because Elisa got permission from his higher self to help him out and get rid of any negativities and stuff. He has been much more patient. He has been easier to live with. He even catches himself and stops instead of continuing an argument and so on. The air is nicer in here. There was a negative entity attached to my cat. I actually have a photo of it. I didn't tell her that. She found it from the scalar work. And this cat now, I can hardly get her to go to sleep. She's got wings. She's such a changed cat. Yeah, you can really notice it. You have to pay attention and you have to look for it as well. You know, you can't, so getting back to the subconscious and conscious there, you may believe 1,000,000% that you're not blocking anything for Elisa's work, but there's a good chance you are. And the only way is, again, by feelings. You have to You have to keep telling yourself over and over again. You have to keep asking over and over again, get rid of any blockages. You have to surrender, but you can't just say it and then don't expect anything. That's another thing. Expecting is a blockage. Okay? Don't expect anything. I didn't expect anything. I was expecting good things at one point in the very beginning. And then, like I said, I did some research and it dawned on me I had blocks. I was blocking it. She does her scalar energy. She does the work. It's impossible, scientifically impossible, that her work doesn't work. Okay? If it's not working, she brought it right to here. And you're the one, you've got a block and you don't know what the block is. You've got to work on that. You've got to find it. Even if you can't find it, ask for it to be released. This is a whole different ball game. This is completely out there, different. So I'm just going to leave off here. I just wanted to show you that now I do this. I have the spiritual art from In the Sky, and I do the portraits for the eyes here now. So you can reach me through Your Loved One's Eyes by D at gmail.com. So that is spelled YRLOVED, the number 1 and an S, and then EYESBYDEE at gmail.com. So if you want to email me and you're interested in this, then we will talk about it and you'll show me some portraits if you're interested. But I am mostly here to let people know how to let the scalar energy in, because you've got to let it in. Blessings and love to everyone out there with all my heart, and go towards positivity and love. Bye.